Hello, today I'll be discussing the topic of benchmarking. This is for the Logistics 1010 course report number one. Benchmarking is the systematic process of measuring a company's performance against recognized leaders for the purpose of determining best practices that lead to superior performance when adapted and utilized. Although there are many forms of benchmarking, they could be classified into three categories. Number one, internal benchmarking. Number two, competitive benchmarking. And finally, strategic benchmarking. Internal benchmarking is used when a company already has established and proven best practices and they simply need to share them. Again, depending on the size of the company, it may be large enough to represent a broad range of performance. Internal benchmarking also may be necessary if comparable industries are not readily available. Competitive benchmarking is used when a company wants to evaluate its position within its industry. In addition, competitive benchmarking is used when a company needs to identify industry leadership performance targets. The third type of benchmarking is called strategic benchmarking. Strategic benchmarking is used when identifying and analyzing world-class performance. It compares strategies, business approaches, and business models in order to strengthen a company's strategic planning and determine strategic priorities. The idea is to understand what strategies underpin successful companies or teams or business units, and then compare these strategies with the company's strategies to identify ways to be more competitive. Is benchmarking a concern or benefit in the supply function? Well, actually, benchmarking introduces several benefits and concerns in the supply function. List of benefits includes it allows comparisons between like processes between different companies. It allows companies to become better acquainted with their competition. It introduces possible partnerships with different companies. It's useful for planning and setting goals. And last but not least, it identifies opportunities and areas for improvement. A list of concerns include it poses difficult legal issues and antitrust laws for exchange of business information. You may experience relatively low performance improvement. So, for example, if you don't have the team's total buy-in that is actually performing the benchmarking or using the benchmarking, you may not get the improvement that you would desire to get. Benchmarking can also be threatening simply because you have companies that are sharing their information, which, of course, is very important to a company with different companies. So there is a risk of certain information being shared. Benchmarking may also be limited by trade secrets or patents or copyrights. Benchmarking may lead to providing misleading information. You may not get the best in-class comparisons. And last but not least, competitors could capitalize on your weaknesses. Are there trade-offs within its use and supply? Just to begin, simply, a trade-off is a kind of compromise that involves giving up something in return for getting something else. In supply chain, benchmarks are often the result of cost and service level trade-offs that may not be immediately apparent. For an example, if a company has set a goal to improve OTD, on-time delivery, they will ultimately pay higher freight rates to carriers for quicker deliveries, expedites, and superior service levels. What controls are or should there be in benchmarking? Benchmarking should be conducted and controlled by using a systematic step-by-step approach. The steps that are involved in benchmarking include: number one, understand the company's current process performance gaps. Number two, obtain support and approval from the executive leadership team. Number 3, document benchmarking objectives and scope. Number 4, document the current process. Step 5, agree on the primary metrics. Step number 6, the metrics should be put in writing. Step number 7, agree on what to benchmark. Step number 8, develop a data collection plan. Step number 9, identify research sources and initiate data gathering. Step number 10, design a screening survey to assist with partner selection. How does benchmarking benefit a company? Well, benchmarking can help a company gain an independent perspective about how well it performs compared to other companies. It can also drill down into performance gaps to identify areas for improvement. It can develop a standardized set of processes and metrics. It can enable a mindset and culture of continuous improvement. It can set performance expectations. It can identify where weaknesses are. It can identify where strengths are as well and how to maintain them. It can also identify which areas to improve. It can identify strategies for improvement. And last but not least, it can identify new or different ways to do things. Thank you.